Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We've got a great lineup today. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you get notified of the good stuff coming your way. Well, kind of coming my way. I say it because flame-kissed oysters are on the menu for this one. Chud sausages, pork chops. This comes together in a flavor battle between the Dual Fire from Recteq and the Kamado Joe Jr. from Kamado Joe. Yeah, we're doing a comparison with the Kamado Joe series. As you may recall, a short while back we did a comparison with the Weber kettle, the original OG of charcoal grilling. This time we're looking at the Kamado Joe series. Now arguably, Kamado cooking is the pinnacle of charcoal grilling at home. And Kamado Joe, Big Green Egg, they all come in different sizes, but they're all basically the same design and approach. Dimension-wise, a lot smaller than the Dual Fire, so you can put these just about anywhere around your house. Weight-size, they're as heavy as the Dual Fire in a manner of speaking, and that's because of the ceramics that are inside of it that lock in the heat and provide you that radiant heat. Now, the warranty on those ceramics is tied to the original owner for the lifetime. Everything else is 1 to 5 years. App rating, there is no app rating. Pricing, about the same. Convenience, there's a lot of work. Now that being said, you get a wide range of temperatures and a certain amount of versatility with what's built in and what you accessorize with. Now, here's what happened to me. $95 for a Kamado Joe Jr. on Facebook Marketplace. I had to pick it up. Hardly used and in great shape. And keep in mind, this normally retails for about $550. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this. When you talk about the power of the Kamado, it's the ceramics that you see on the side there. You've got a charcoal basket that you lay your charcoal in, and then on top of that you have a couple of options of how you cook. This is a deflector plate that keeps the heat away from your food, so it's indirect heating, and then of course you have a grate that stacks on top of that. Now you can pull that deflector plate out, put the grate in, and now you have direct cooking where the flames can kiss the food if you want. Now I got a soapstone accessory. I'll talk more about that later. But again, you've got a lot of versatility here and options you can accessorize with, including that expander grill. Now you control it similar to the Weber kettle by opening and closing vents that let more air come in and out. In other words, increase your airflow. Now I got the Brizo hooked up on this to help me automate that, of course. And yeah, it can get hot. This is controlling it up to 600 degrees. You got that hot fire in there, and yes, those ceramics heat up and give you a huge amount of radiant heat. Now the outside of this gets warm. You're looking at anywhere between 250 to 300 degrees on the ceramics there, so you just got to keep that in mind when you're cooking. The bottom, however, kind of cool. So let's kick off this comparison with a hot and fast oyster battle. Now here's the plan. Basically, we're just going to heat these up to full and get them flame kissed and see how things turn out. I'm curious to know what level of charcoal flavor actually makes its way to the oysters. And I'm also curious to see how that radiant heat behaves. So yeah, after shucking a dozen oysters up and getting those in place, we're going to put these to the test in terms of the cook. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting a composite butter in place on each of these, just prepping them ahead of time. Learned my lesson before. And topping this off with some grated or shaved Parmesan cheese. Okay, now this way it makes it just easier when I put everything in. Lump charcoal in place, opening the vent to full, turning on the Brizo, pushing the button on the direct side to get that preheated, and now we're ready for the cook. Okay, so yeah, there was a little work prepping the charcoal grill, but that's just the nature of the grills, right? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get our tongs out there and lay this out on the grill and just get this cook started. It's just as simple as that. Laying everything out on the grate and getting it ready to go. Yeah, now in the background there you may see, yeah, I was doing some pork fried rice, and I gotta tell you, that came out pretty good. But yeah, flame kissing started early on the direct side, and yeah, you open up the lid there and that gives a little bit more oxygen flow, and boom, things spark up and start kissing it pretty hot there. Not so much on the Kamado Joe Jr. The flame kiss automatically happens because I had that vent opened up on the top. And in no time, those oysters were done on the Dual Fire. I mean, the direct side just whipped them out really fast. Flame kissed and everything. And I pulled them out a little bit before they got too black because I just didn't want to burn them as much as I kind of did on this one on the Kamado Joe Jr. on the far right. Well, I like the crispy cheese, so that worked out for me. The wife wasn't going to have any of that. But yeah, the radiant heat really kicked in here, and the flame kissing and the charcoal just really did its work there. So let's see how this thing tastes. Okay. Now, in terms of the spread and laying everything out, this was my appetizer for the pork, pulled pork fried rice, and I gotta tell you, this was one awesome dinner.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. They're both good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. I don't know that I have a favorite. I think we have a tie.
Hot.
Yeah, they were just that good. They both were good. Now, takeaways, had more prep work on the Joe Jr., but the Dual Fire just cranked out a ton of smoke there, but they both came out well, so I was happy. So next up, to break that tie or attempt to break it, we're going pork chops. Low and indirect, and then we're going to flame kiss those at the end, okay? So this is testing me and my ability to smoke this a little bit at low and slow. Now I'm seasoning these with my, old favorite, the, garlic butter from Heath Riles, and getting everything set up as I did before, okay? So we're going to set this up, push the button on the Dual Fire, and then start the charcoal lump up one more time. Now this go round, we're doing the indirect cooking on the Kamado Joe Jr., and we're starting off with a smoke there while smoking indirect on the Dual Fire as well. And then from there, it's a matter of moving it over to the hot side and heating up those coals. And in this instance, again, we were getting ready pretty quick. I think we smoked those for about near an hour, and then the cook itself was just several minutes because they were already close to temp. And guys, honestly, this is probably my most happiest moment in terms of competitions because these both were looking and smelling great. I think the wife is suspicious as to why I do this now that I think about it.
Well, both of these look really, really good. Okay. The color is a little bit better, I think, on the Dual Fire because I was able to get more smoke on it. I just found it very challenging, and this is on me, to get the Kamado Joe Jr. to get as much smoke. It just came up to temperature real quick. Dripping a ton of juice off of the Dual Fire, not as much on the Kamado Joe Jr., but we'll see how it tastes in just a minute. All right, we've let these rest long enough. It's time to cut into them. I'm going to take a look at the Dual Fire first. Oh, and there's a lot of juice on that. A lot of juice coming out. And the Junior's doing the same. It's just coming out. Those both are looking really good and smelling good too. So let's start here. That charcoal taste is coming through. Okay, definitely a flavor difference. If you are a big fan of charcoal and the kind of flavor that comes up from that, this works. You can definitely taste the wood notes on the Dual Fire one. So they both came out juicy, they both came out tender, they're really good. It just really comes down to what are you in the mood for? What kind of flavor are you in the mood for? I kind of like them both, actually. I can taste that Jealous Devil whiskey barrel on this. I mean, just a little bit of that goes a long way. But juice-wise, without a doubt, the Dual Fire is just more moist.
And yes, we had onlookers licking their chops over these chops. I mean, the smell was great. The flavor was just powerful on each of these. And I gotta tell you, it really just comes down to what mood you're in. So tie again. Okay, so next we're gonna try and break that tie with a sausage battle. We're going low as long as we can, and then we'll finish these off by raising them to temp a little bit later. So in the junior, lining up a mini snake there with some wood chunks on top and some wood chunks down in the bottom. For the dual fire, well, you know what? We're just going on low and using that extreme smoke. So probing up these sausages that I picked up from my Chuds class with my father on his birthday. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and use these as our competition battle here. So once things were up and smoking in place on the junior, lined out the sausages, and guys, it cranks out some smoke. I'm telling you, it was definitely impressing me in terms of what this thing was producing. And yeah, the added wood chips, you could tell the smell difference. And color was getting in there just right. Threw those into the ice bath, shocked those casings, and yes, they came up to temp a lot faster than the dual fire. Even though I was managing the temps on both to the same, I think the radiant heat from those ceramics just punched it a little harder. But shortly thereafter, the dual fire on the indirect side were ready for their ice bath and basically getting all cleaned up there too. So everything going to plan on each of them. The only real kind of surprise was we were done a little quicker. But look, we didn't use that much fuel on the junior. Put those in the fridge, let them chill down for a little bit and get ready for dinner. And then yeah, the cook had to happen. So in this situation, pretty much just got everything set up to run at around 325, 350. And we're just heating these back up to temp because they've already been cooked. Okay, so lining these into the junior and into the indirect side of the dual fire, and just at this point bringing them up to temp. Listen to that sizzle. Okay, these were definitely plumping up and working their magic. And same on the dual fire too. That Chud's plump binder, I think, actually does a really good job. May have to get some more of that. So just listen to the sizzle here. It's crazy.
That smells good though.
Yeah, and it didn't take long. These were done. And again, we had that about 275, and we had the indirect side on the dual fire running about 325, but that radiant heat definitely punches it up. But of course, how does it taste? So got these things brought inside and started carving them up, and I gotta tell you, they were both plump and juicy. And I hate to say it, but man, we were tied again. These were both so awesome. Now I could taste the wood notes on the junior from the wood chips I put in. They were both just solidly good. Okay, it's Zen time. So no breakaway winner with respect to that competition battle this go round, but future son-in-law and daughter, yeah, we got him a Traeger at Timberline XL. Yep, Traeger sent me a replacement for the cosmetic damage on the other one, and boom, set that up and smoking those same sausages, and they are loving this entry into the world of smoking and grilling. And yeah, do me a favor, like and subscribe and give me some comments. Truly appreciate it.